Sugandha, I know you take care of all our legal work here. My question to you, first question to you is, are lawyers boring or can they be fun?
So lawyers can be fun. In fact, you have to see some of the after parties these lawyers have after
Really?
they leave work. They are known to be party the hardest.
Really?
Because you know what happens is generally a lawyer's work is very mundane, boring, and it's tough. So how do they wind up? So at night, in the evening after they leave,
they work hard and party harder.
They work hard and party harder. So for me, I've been a lawyer for last 10 years, but before that I was also a business analyst, and then I also did my own venture. So
you are fun.
I can say that I'm not like a complete lawyer. I can be fun.
Do you feel this with a lot of people in office, by the way, that in office they are something, and then sometimes in parties there's something else. Sometimes on social media or in their offline there's a separate person altogether.
Yeah. Maybe it is possible because people like to have a certain kind of image at work, and then they want to have a separate image outside of work.
Like I have some people in office on my social media and they're totally different in office, and then I see them on my Instagram and I'm just like, ye wo hai?
So they are cooler on Insta and
and they're super duper like soft spoken, simple, and they're like party kids outside. Which I think is nice. Maybe you're also that. I know you go on raging trips to Goa and also you do have that side too.
I'm a home bird. Like I like to have home parties.
Fair
Goa
enough.
is second home.
Fair enough. So, that's a good second home to have. But Sugandha, I want to know a little bit about. I think I came from a different setup, and then I myself moved to the startup world or whatever, and I suddenly realized that the designation you have. It's quite interesting. It's chief of staff, right? And I remember initially I was just like, okay, what's chief of staff? And then I started noticing chief of staff as a designation in many, many companies, right? So I just want to take this opportunity to ask you, what does the chief of staff do? A, B, how did you I know you've been an analyst, but you're technically a lawyer, and how did your role transition into a chief of staff?
I joined Shipyaari 2 years back. Actually, Nayan and I go a long way. We were together in VMLYR, and there I was working as a legal and compliance manager. And then that is when I came to know that he has his own company and all. So, that we ended up there, and then I left VMLR, and he said to why don't you join me? So I said, okay, I'll come as a consultant because I don't really need to come a full-time work. I didn't want to also. I had 2-3 other projects. I said, I'll do like a retainership with you. And he said, fine, that's good enough. And I was working as a legal consultant for him. And what happened is somewhere in January, where Rahul also joined, and then I started seeing like a change in the whole energy of Shipyaari. Of course, it was doing well for last 9 years. So, and they had this big bash on 10th year, and they decided, that we are going to grow exponentially. So we are going to grow 10 times. And I love that, the buzz, the energy, that everybody was so, passionate and enthusiastic about it and all.
You want to be a part of a growth story.
I was like, okay, I want to be part of this. And then what happened is I started, so Nayan said, why don't you start coming, why don't you come every day to work and see what is it? Because logistics was a new field for me. I had never worked in a logistics company earlier. And I said, okay, fine, I'll come. And I would see, sales and the operations and how work is being done, what exactly is done in a logistics company. And they had at that time, their tech was outsourced, and they would have these calls. So I told Ryan, can I join these calls? Because I worked as a business analyst earlier and all. Maybe I can just listen to and understand it. He said, yeah, go ahead and all. He was very, Vishal and all, they were like, yeah, go ahead and all. Join these calls, and I started. And then I said, can I do this? And can I, I also started giving a little bit of ideas because we didn't have a marketing team. So when there were events or something, there were some write-ups to be written. So So then I would ask, Nayan, I'll do the write-up and all. And actually I did in initial days.
Nice.
Yeah, I wrote for them, I mean, whatever.
No, but still.
Yeah, so it was good fun at that time. And then in August, he said, now you come full time. And he told me that you become a chief of staff. And I'm a chief of staff. I really did not know what exactly, I was a little apprehensive. I said, let me think about it. And he was very clear in his mind that this is what a chief of staff does. He explained, and every time he would send me a link that, see, this is the Swiggy chief of staff. Here his interview, here the HUL chief of staff, Mahindra has a chief of staff, and he would send these interviews and what exactly they do. He was very clear. It took me so much time to make up my mind. So chief of staff actually is kind of it's a military designation.
Yeah.
Right? So they are like somebody who's a senior management, helps the senior management, the CEO, to take decisions. And they do all the groundwork. They are these people who are not seen. So they will never be at forefront. They'll be at back, but taking care of things that nothing breaks. So, or if there's a problem in one area, they would go and take care of that. So there was no HR. So at that time, then took care of the role of an HR. If there was no finance manager for that much time, it took care of the role.
Wow, so you actually done a little bit of everything over here.
I have done everything, yeah, a little bit of it. In fact, we organized the Diwali event. That was with Rahul. So we have actually organized an event also.
Actually?
There was no HR.
But that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
I think you've learned a little bit of so much.
Yes. And now even company secretary work and a lot of work. So a lot of exposure.
A lot of growth in 2 years.
It was all possible because, Nayan and Rahul, Vishal, they all had this faith. They were like, yeah, go ahead. They never say, okay, no, why to do this?
This is not your thing.
This is not your thing and all. They were always very, very motivating. They were like, no, you go ahead and do it. Even today, I mean, I don't have to think twice whenever I tell Nayan something. He says, yeah. He'll always say yes for something. Yeah, dekha jayega yaar, baad mein. You do it. You come up with ideas. And that is why I could even think about this role. And then I accepted it. And one thing, he gave a very nice example of what a chief of staff is. So these are Nayan's words. He said, when a building is made, people say कि ईंट की इमारत है, पत्थर की इमारत है. They don't say कि सीमेंट भी भरा हुआ है इसमें. So chief of staff is that cement, which is binding that thing. Nice. It is not just, if you just put the cement, the bricks, it will not stay. So your role is that. You won't be visible to, but then you are important for the organization. So that is what. So I said, okay, wow, that really resonated with me. I'm like, okay, fine.
Nice. But I think another hat, Sugandha, you wear very gracefully is of a mother. You know, how old is your son?
My son is 10 years old. Yeah.
10-year-old son. How do you manage with all these different roles you play? You're also a mum. How do you manage work with your, family life?
Now that my son's grown big enough, he's become independent. He's able to take care of things. And I tell him that if you are not able to do it, I mean, suffer in school, I can't help it. So he does a lot of work on his own. So he knows that if he doesn't do his own work, nobody's going to do it for him or nobody's going to force him.
That it's important. A happy mom needs to be, you feel like you need to be working to be happy, and then he needs to understand that.
Definitely. He's very happy that my mom goes to work, and we have told them, like we've told my kid that I'm doing this because I want to. And I'm doing this for you. So he feels like, okay, I know that's my response, and then I'll do my part. Mom and dad are doing their part. So yes,
that's so nice. If I had to ask you, what is your one thought on Monday morning meetings? What's your first thought?
Okay,
and be honest.
Monday morning meetings. Very nice. Good question.
I'll tell you mine. I'm so zoned out by the time, like it's Sunday and Monday. I'm just like, it's a great new week and I'm going to kill it. And then suddenly, Nan will be like, so what plans this week? And I'm blank. So I've started writing my checklist on Friday now.
Yeah, actually. So 6-8 months back, before, actually last year, when I was telling Nan, I said, why do you want to have Monday meetings? Can we have Tuesday morning meetings? And he said, oh, why? I said, see, after coming from work, nobody wants to, be questioned on like, what is your agenda for the week? And he said, okay, but it's because then Monday, if it is there, then they'll be kicked about the whole week. And Friday, if it is kept on Friday, then they'll forget it by the weekend. So
Friday is a Friday.
Friday is that Friday mood.
So what do you decide when you get ready in the morning? What defines what you're going to wear that day? Since you're such a fashionista,
I really
I feel
don't
like I
believe
should
that.
ask you a very
if you see, most of my shirts are white.
Huh.
Because I was a lawyer, so all the shirts are white. So I love white, and I end up buying more white. So Monday is only white. So I don't think I've made a Monday is white because it's a very gloomy day. White is the perfect.
Got it.
Friday is when I think, okay, it's a casual day. Let me just wear a t-shirt or something nice.
So you have your little rules you've made for yourself.
Yeah. Fridays Mondays I won't wear a t-shirt ever.
Okay.
So that's.
And I'm really curious to know, what is your work quirk? What is the one thing you do in the office which there is no justification for, but it's just you can't help it. You just end up doing it.
There's no work, but I have a problem. I keep washing my hands, but it's not really work.
That's a good thing. You must have done well during COVID. I think your work will be getting extra food for lunch, which like 20 more people can sit and eat. And you get exotic food also.
You eat so less, so you would feel that. Actually, it's sufficient, but it's the love of my maid for me that she puts in my... Because she feels that I don't eat, so she like put in this one dabba.
But you get like good stuff also. It's not that you share your bindi. You get like nice dips and nice salads or whatever.
Well, my husband is a foodie and he cooks very good food. So all these, whenever he makes something, he'll make in bulk. He doesn't understand the concept of little. Thoda. He'll be like for the whole party. Your
husband cooks also.
Oh, he loves to cook.
Nice. And tell me, Sugandha, when you are coming up the lift every morning, what do you have any? And when it takes 10 minutes to come up, do you have any thoughts?
So actually, when I come, I really don't take much time because my timing is such.
Oh yeah, you come really early.
I reach 9:15, but I have not found. I'll tell you, 90% of the times I have not seen a.
So trick is to come early.
Trick is to come early.
Okay.
But in those 5-6 seconds, I think it's just the same. Whatever is going on. Okay, what to do next now? What is the checklist? Maybe that this is a mail I have to send. So let me do that first.
Not bad. She's actually a fun lawyer.
Thank you. That's very sweet.